Hey, so I just dropped the build guide for this like 2 days ago or so, but I already have. Sorry, I'm sick. I already have a lot of optimizations. Um, Mainly in the tree. I think the tech we were doing with block to get damage just wasn't actually worth it. We were spending a lot of points going over all the way over here to get block um, to scale our damage, and the cost per like percent damage was actually just abysmal. I did it originally because I didn't think there was a better option, but there is. So some of the research I had done that got me to do that had been based on what I believe is because it was gemling, and gemling starts from over here, so the opportunity cost is a lot lower. But since we're on ritualist, essentially what I did is I cut the tree off right here, used an oasis from nothing, which is actually kind of expensive. Here, I'll price check it right now. Oh, I'm seeing two chaos actually, so it's super cheap. It's gone down in price. Pretty sure I bought this for like div, but all good. Crying a little bit inside. Um, so I spec'd in to go through the monk tree. Picked up this AoE attack speed node. I dropped a lot of energy shield and a good amount of accuracy and picked up in other places. The overall speed of the build is slightly slower, but it's almost not noticeable. If you wanted more speed, I anointed Tides of Change for skill effect duration because I like my like minute long headhunter, 55 seconds. But you could just anoint movement speed and you'd be just as fast as before. This is on my max roll, will be in a current build tab. So outside of that, we dropped a couple of different clusters over here as well. We anointed these. Remember, damaging elements dealing damage faster only works on your spear weapon set. So for me, green means spear, red means wand. So these are all on my spear. These nodes kind of suck. This 10% magnitude would be nice, but I just didn't have the skill points for it. If I were 91, that's probably the first node I would do. Um, we keep Subterfuge Mask. I know we dropped this little area of up here going up to Spectral Ward. This whole area, a lot of skill points, not a lot of value. So we've had through Monk for these amazing energy shield evasion nodes. Flow like water, attack speed, skill speed up here, and then we go straight to the Witch Tree to pick up an insane amount of energy shield. Since we're up here, we take this really good cluster for spell damage. I'm running this Megalo. It gives me Authority and Chronomancy. I picked it up for 2 div. I don't expect you to have this, so if you're trying to follow this, just get like a normal jewel. I should have like this jewel is a good example of a normal jewel. Like, just get stats that make sense to the build. Make sure it has like at least one of deal damage or damaging elements deal damage faster or magnitude. Very important. Spell damage, really nice. Elemental damage, same deal. I have presence AoE because if my whirlwind is not the same size as my presence, I'm not happy. So right now, my presence right about the same size, so I'm happy. I also in my ascendancy dropped blood boil entirely because my belt only has 2 slots and I wanted to run a rarity charm. It's kind of a personal choice here. You can still have blood boil if you like it, but honestly, I don't even know how to like value blood boil. I'm not convinced it does much. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Whatever. Um, we've had up here because I wanted to get the jewel, and since I got the jewel, I might as well keep going. I picked up Burnout, really good. I was getting it from a Megalo earlier because the Anoint is kind of expensive, but this is the same situation. You want this on weapon set with the spear. Fire damage and gain damage is extra fire. These both work on the first weapon set, so that's that. I kind of wanted to put this on second for the fire res, but it didn't work out for me. Picking up more energy shield, some int. A general rule for me, I don't know if it'll work for you, is I put on my speed amulet, like my tanky amulet, and I just check my int. If it's over 192, I have enough int. And then when I put the fire flower on, I got 20 int off this, and it shoots up to 240. So that's how I kind of track my int and make sure I'm not getting more than I need, because you want to stack as much dex as you can. I grab preservation because I, headhunter, and this wither node is pretty much mandatory, so I pad over here. This ruin node, the AoE that it affects is only your incinerate. So most of these things we use are attacks. See, they say attack right here, so we're okay. But the incinerate is a spell, so it applies to spells. So the reduced AoE, who cares, right? We just care about the burning ground. It does affect despair, but I only use despair against bosses anyway, so I'm not too concerned. So that's that. That's the tree changes. As far as armor changes, the whole idea was, hey, a lot of evasion isn't cutting it. So I went for, instead of an evasion main chest, I went for a warrior with global defenses, res, and chaos. I'd say global defense and res, pretty good. Or global defense and chaos, really good. As long as you can get 2 of those, it's pretty valuable. I picked this up for like pennies on the dollar, I feel like. I could be wrong, but pretty sure this is nice and cheap. Any other diversions? Let me see. Same ring. This ring's just an upgrade to the one I had before. The old breach ring just didn't have that much fire damage on it, and I wanted some more. So I picked up more fire damage there. My fire flower is +6 now. I spent 50 div trying to vow this. I would not recommend unless you're really late game, but the idea was to do it for a YouTube video. So +6 is possible. You just vow any level of fire flower, like any skill level, or what is it? Level of fire skills. And it has a chance to turn into a +4 and then get multiplied by a multiplier that could take it to +5, at which point Fire Claw will then take it to +6. So if you have Fire Claw on this, it'll always go +6 instead of +5. So you could totally chase this if you wanted to. Or if you see a Fire Flower on the ground, just slam Qual, anoint it with what you want. I recommend AoE, it's any AoE. If you're rich, you can anoint Authority. This is the best AoE anoint, but it's pretty expensive. And I have it on a Megalo, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, that's how I got that. I got Rarity on my Black Flame. That's also a change that I got. And then because I picked up armor here, I had too much, so I changed out the armor gloves for evasion. The difference doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. But I didn't mind paying for another set of gloves because I got 2 sockets for Curse Magnitude. That's pretty much it for the changes to the build that I've made. The biggest thing is literally just, hey, this area down here, not worth padding for Ritualist. Getting this monk area and all these nodes, way better. I went up in damage, I went up in survivability. The only kink that I have now is that my Fire Flower is such a high mana cost, and I have so little mana, that I have to use a recovery applied instantly flask and spam it while I'm casting. Like this. And then I get the burning ground and I just go. So it does have mana problems. If you're not willing to like mess with the flask, you might want to get some mana. But yeah, that's about it. Sorry for making you listen to my sick voice, and have a good day.